Hey, double rainbows. Thank you so much. How's it going? Get you a little break? What a good mod. What a good mod. I was listening to something just a second ago on plunder. Um Boy, that Sammy girl, she's something else. Send all the tips to me before they go through, and so I can filter them out before they go through to the police department. That's what Sammy was saying. It's ridiculous. But I will say that the first time that I ever heard about Kiely, I was like, she's in the water. She's in the water. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but I did. And I have issues with this whole case. Um, how is it that the police looked for her in this water and was not able to find her? I know Queen of Ocean. Thank you. Seen lots of new people lately. I think I think I've seen your name in here before. It's been a while. I am having issues with the police department um in this Kylie's case. When people are drinking, especially children or young people. Hey, Janet. Um, when there's water around and people are drinking, somebody's going to end up drowning. Happens every time. It seems like it anyway. Um, how is it that these kids have parties there all the time? They're underage. They're drinking. I mean, come on. We all know this stuff happens. But it is rightfully the police department's job to not let it happen, and the parents' job to not let their children go. Even though kids are going to be kids, and we all know they do that. We've all done that, right? I didn't. I was too afraid of my dad. Um, I was never really allowed to go anywhere, but I wanted to. I wanted to go party, but I was never allowed to. Um, and sneaking out, I knew that was not going to happen at my house. My dad, mm-mm, no. But I've heard a lot of crap going on the internet, YouTube, so many conspiracy theories, and I love conspiracy theories. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if there was a party or not, but when I did a reading on Kylie, I got fake friends, which now I know is Sammy, and set up, which I know was Sammy. I feel like Sammy, in my opinion, was jealous of Kiely. She's one of those psycho mean girls, kind of a Amber Heard type, or a Letitia Stout type, in my opinion. I feel like Sammy set her up to go there that night, gets hell beat out of her. Of course, she had been drinking and stuff like that prior. Um, I think Sammy planned this, and just out of pure hate for Kiely. Um, Sammy had two men or older guys with her that helped her. I don't know who they were. Um, I did get Kiely was gone. She was not alive anymore when she hit the water. When she was put in her car, and hi, Shelly, welcome. I feel like this whole thing was masterminded by Sammy. And there was two men there, or guys, older guys, like 18 to 20, maybe, that helped all this happen. It wasn't known by all these people that were there. I don't even know if there was a bunch of people that were actually there. This could have happened in another place. Police aren't telling us crap. But as far as what I get when I do the reading, I got from Kiely that she was seeing somebody else, like somebody that's older, like older, like I don't know. Definitely older than her and older than Jagger. 19, 20. Her mom didn't know this, but I did ask her last night because I was on Cher's Live in the chat. I was in the chat. And somebody said something about her being pregnant. So I asked Kiely if she was pregnant. She had just found out, but her mom didn't know yet. I don't know. When her autopsy comes back, I don't know if that will be released or not. I think it might be leaked to us, but I don't see them coming out and saying she was pregnant. But it was not Jagger's. She told me that because I asked her, "Is the baby Jagger's?" She said no. No. I don't know why they're not releasing pictures of her at this so-called party, except for the fact that there was no party. Um, if there was a party, they were not at it. They may have been close by, but they were not at that party. Kiely was dead when she was pushed into the water. How did her car get messed up? The side window or mirror was broken and it was dented. I can show pictures. I could pull all that up. I don't think that happened underwater where it may have rolled and hit something. I don't think so. I think that happened before it was put in the water. Could be wrong, but that's just my theory, my opinion. That's why my channel is called In My Opinion, Sherry's Opinion. That's just what I think. Sammy has got to be the center of attention. She wants to be and there's a video that I want to find and I can't find it. They were being Sammy and Mags were, and I love her name, Magdalene. They were being interviewed, and Mag said that they would find Kiely, and Sammy turned around and looked at her like she was pissed. She gives her this really mean look. And I think Sammy is a character. She wants to be out there. She wants to seem like I don't even know how to word it. She seems like she wants to be the savior, the put on a pedestal. She saved the day. You know what I mean? That's what I get from her. She's a snot. Sammy and Kiely were not friends. Sammy, towards the end there, was sneaking into Kiely's life for this reason. Yeah, she's a snake. I think the police are on to Sammy. Somebody's on to Sammy, and it's not just me. I mean, it's weird, but I can just get a picture of somebody and I instantly get information. It's not always good either. That's the way it works, I guess. I'd like to be able to find somebody sometime instead of saying, oh, they're in the lake or they're buried over here or so-and-so did it, you know. but I'm going to find you some pictures to look at. I will have to mute myself and find it. Can't see. You see it? Okay. All right. Now that I got that, I'll go back here. I'll mute myself and share my screen. If I don't mute myself, it might echo.
It is tragically official. An autopsy confirming it is the body of 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, that divers found in a car in a Truckee reservoir. The teen disappeared after a party 2 weeks ago at a Prosser family campground. Despite weeks of searching, the Placer County Sheriff's Office couldn't find her or the car. But on Sunday, a team of cold case specialists searched a nearby reservoir. They found Rodni's car with a body inside. The Sheriff's Office officially confirmed that her identity today. How the car ended up there is still being investigated.
We believe it is our missing person.
Confirmation of a heartbreaking discovery 2 weeks after 16-year-old Kiely Rodni disappeared from the Prosser family campground in Truckee. Her SUV with a body inside pulled from a nearby reservoir.
Relieved just to know that there's some closure, but beyond sad that it's had to possibly be not a good outcome.
Law enforcement originally feared Kiely was kidnapped after she vanished from a party with hundreds of teens at the Prosser family campground. For weeks, dozens of local, state, and federal law enforcement searched by air, foot, and boat. But it was a private Oregon search team that ultimately found her car upside down in 14 feet of water, not far from where she went missing.
So I went over it several times and I knew it looked suspicious.
We focused on the positives, and that's we were able to provide answers to a family who no longer has to live in a nightmare of not knowing.
Nick Wren and Doug Bishop are part of the 6-man team who specialize in using water sonar technology to help find missing people. They shared this video showing Kiely's car upside down in the water and the sonar equipment they used to spot it.
Between the 3 different images, we are able to manipulate it. Each one complements the other, and between the 3, we're able to detect everything that's on the the bottom of a waterway in low water areas.
Tonight, many are asking why authorities didn't find it sooner. Nevada County Sheriff's Office says they searched the same area earlier, but explained changing water levels and other factors complicated their search.
How did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief.
Tonight, in a statement, Kiely's family is thanking the community for their support, saying in part, while we accept the sadness cast under death's shadow, The rising sun shines light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss. Kiely will surely remain with us, even though we will not get her back.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top.
Yes, I have done readings for Dylan Rounds. Yes, I did. Hey, Addie. Let's see. What I want to do here is stop my screen. There we go. Let's go back here. I was trying to comment on some things and I was like, oh shoot, I'm muted. So let's see what.
More than 2 weeks after she went missing, a volunteer rescue team says they recovered the body and vehicle of 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. Rodni was last seen on Saturday, August 6th at a party in Truckee, California. Officials say between 200 and 300 teens and young adults attended the party about 30 minutes northwest of Lake Tahoe. Rodni texted her mom that she was headed home, but never arrived. Her 2013 Honda CR-V was also missing. On Sunday, the Oregon-based rescue team Adventures with Purpose announced on its Facebook page that Rodni's body was found in the overturned SUV. They say a 6-person dive team discovered the vehicle in only 14 feet of water. After that, Rodni's family and local law enforcement were notified. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office said it was aware of the update and sent officials to meet with the Adventures with Purpose divers. A press conference about the body and vehicle recovery is set for 11 a.m. Pacific time on Monday.
When this all first started, I instantly got Gabby Petito vibes. This girl is so cute. She just has the same energy as Gabby Petito. And this movie that they're coming out with about Brian and Gabby for Netflix or something that they're doing is going to be terrible. Terribly made. Because I saw sneak peeks of it. Might have been on Jay is for Justice. And they did it no service whatsoever. And supposedly Kiely made creme brulee with her friend. Jay is for Justice looked up creme brulee as far as like what teenagers call it. and it's full of drugs. Some I don't remember what all was in it, but it's supposed to be really strong. Um, but they don't know. I mean, that doesn't mean that that's what they were really making, but that's what teenagers call it, is creme brulee, where they have a lot of I mean, there's marijuana in it, and God only knows what else. But I don't think we're ever going to get the truth out of this story from the sheriff's office. I don't think they're going to tell us the truth. And I have questions about some of this stuff that the sheriff's office is saying. Now, I'm going to try to play this video, and double rainbows, tell me if it echoes. If it does, I will change it, or I'll come back and mute myself. It's terrible. Use my fingers faster. Where is this?
Good morning. I'm Shannon Moon. I'm the sheriff of Nevada County, and appreciate everyone's response and being here today to get some more information into our investigation. We have been working with the family and really since the very beginning, trying to make sure that we focus on all of our efforts being for the family. And at this time, last night we did receive some information of the recovery of a vehicle that we've been searching for. And it was located inside Foster Lake. It was located within the search zone that we have been searching since the very beginning of our operation.
No, wait, don't lie. Yes, you did search it, but you did not find it. Okay. So now I do have to, I'm going to have to mute myself. But that's bullcrap. Adventures with Purpose. Thank God for them. How long would she have been down there if it wasn't for Adventures with Purpose? For everything that they're doing. You know, I mean, I don't think they're handling this right. If this was my daughter, I would be screaming. Is this one sheriff that was talking? They call him the red-faced sheriff or the red-faced guy. I think that's who this is. Hey, Marcy. Yes, I'm so grateful for Adventures with Purpose. And do you know, if you cannot afford to send them a donation of any kind, what you can do is buy one of those window breakers that they sell. It also will cut a seatbelt off of you. And buy them for people for Christmas. I love to give people things that are special like that. I think that's a good thing for someone to have. I like to buy things for people, like you buy a t-shirt and so much of the money goes to the SPCA or whatever. I like to give gifts like that because you're giving somebody something but you're also helping a cause. I love that stuff. Okay, I'll mute myself and we're going to listen to some more lies real quick.
We were very fortunate that we had the assistance of a volunteer group, the Adventures with Purpose, that came out with some very specific expertise and were able to help us in locating the vehicle that we had been searching for several weeks. It's at these times that we really want to recognize the reason why we're all here, and that is for this family. We've said that from day one with our staff, the incredible amount of collaboration that we've received from our partners in this region. You know, clearly being a mountain town, we're used to having great collaboration, knowing that none of us have enough resources to go around. But when we all work together, I think it is an incredible show of how committed all of our agencies are for our community here. Working hand in hand in unified command, joint command with the Placer County Sheriff's Office, the folks from the California Highway Patrol, the Truckee Police Department, and our friends from the Federal Bureau of Investigations. The amount of effort that all of these agencies put together really truly is why we're here today. And as we eliminated a lot of tips and information that was coming in, I think it's very important to understand that all of that work did lead us to this time. And being able to focus on the services that we provide to our families here that are impacted. We've recovered the vehicle. We recovered the vehicle last night. We have located a decedent inside the vehicle. We believe it is our missing person. We have not been able to positively identify, but it's more than likely where we are today. And we wanted to make sure that the family had all that information first. The last thing we want to do is have them learn information outside of our team. So I think that is one of the points that I really want to make sure that our communities know and the folks that are watching today know is truly how committed we've been throughout these last few weeks in coming to this resolution. It's still an active investigation, and I understand there will be and we will continue to receive lots of questions regarding our investigation, and we will release what we can. But at this time, our commitment is to this family, and that is where we will consistently reach for making decisions on what we release. And again, it is still a very active investigation. So again, I appreciate everyone being here, getting this information out. It is the reason why we're here is because of the community support and the amount of work that was put into this investigation to where we could clearly identify very specific areas to search. The Adventures with Purpose folks did just a fantastic job at being able to locate the vehicle as quickly as they did, based on, again, a lot of heavy lifting that the folks behind me have done throughout the last couple of weeks. So I appreciate everyone being here, and we'll open up for some questions.
I'll go first.
Yes, ma'am.
What agency called in Adventure with Purpose, and when did you decide, if it was you guys, that we needed this extra help?
Captain Sam Brown from my agency will be happy to answer this question.
Yeah, thanks. The question was which agency requested. I'm not exactly sure that an agency had reached out and requested from within our unified command, but as everybody's reading online and seeing all the information that was coming out, and we realized that there was an interest from Adventures with Purpose, we did link up that group with Sergeant Mike Powers with the Placer County Sheriff's Office. They had lots of communication as they were going to be traveling to this area, and then a lot of detailed information that was shared that wasn't necessarily out to the public yet, that hopefully was of assistance to helping them locate the area to go to.
You said the car was found in the area where you've been searching since the beginning. What did AWP have that maybe you guys didn't have, or why was that missed in the initial search?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. That's one that everybody's going to have, right? Is how did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief. You know, when peace officers are out in the field and volunteers and searchers, it doesn't mean that they're experts in the field, right? These are sometimes ancillary duties, and we're calling from other agencies to try to jump in, and tracking underwater is an extremely difficult thing to do. So I think part of our debrief on any of these situations is how do we figure out to improve our services, work on our resources and the way that we use them. A lot of this equipment is high end, very expensive, and you really need to have a lot of practice and expertise. And I think that's where a group like Adventures with Purpose is able to focus and practice those skills and really hone them. And so we're appreciative that they were able to come out and locate it. I also don't want to take away, though, from anything from our volunteers as well as law enforcement that have been out there. I mean, we literally had people swimming in the water looking down so that we didn't disturb the ground initially. You know, my understanding is the vehicle was upside down. That also makes it more difficult. And if silt and things come up above, that can also make things difficult. So before I really can say, hey, why we weren't able to do it, I also could say that we eliminated a lot of areas that we would still be searching if we didn't have all the great people out there. And that helped give them some guidance as well, I think. But clearly their expertise in diving and their equipment that they brought to the table assisted us, and we appreciate that.
Did they specifically have any specific technology that all of these 16 law enforcement agencies didn't have?
I'll have to debrief with them before I'd have the answer to that question. I believe we're going to try to do that today.
Adventures with a Purpose has referenced red tape a couple times, saying they don't have the red tape that maybe your assisting agencies have. What is that red tape, and why might it be easier for a private organization to do this?
I don't know exactly what we're talking about in regards to red tape. I think that from the very beginning, we never deterred anybody other than certain scenes that we closed off at times that became areas of interest and we wanted to protect for evidence. So I don't know that there was any red tape ever put on this. I mean, if you look at the amount of man hours that went into it, it was like over 15,000. And I know it's even higher than that now. I don't think there was ever red tape. There were maps created for civilians to be out. The boat ramp in the lake were never actually shut down, because the way we were looking at it is more eyes out there, the better off we're going to be for finding Kiely, and that was continually the goal. So I'm not sure that there was ever red tape. I think it comes down to lots of factors, and like I said, we're going to debrief and try to figure out how do we become better and do a better job at these types of operations.
Why did agencies believe it was an abduction at first?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of miscommunication. I don't know that it was ever labeled as an abduction. I think that you can never take that off the table. And so as we talked as a command group and unified command with all my partners that you see behind us, you couldn't remove that off the table because we hadn't found her. And so, there was some of the struggles with some of the services that we wanted to obtain and things we wanted to do, but we couldn't say it wasn't an abduction, but we also never said that it was an abduction. I think that was clarified fairly early on. But we also probably wouldn't have received all the services and all the people if that wasn't an option. If this was truly a search and rescue mission, we may not have had all the resources to conduct interviews. I think they identified over 400 juveniles, and to be able to interview all those folks and provide feedback off of all that, it takes an army of people. And I think we were lucky to be able to put that together between my partners and agencies that are right behind me.
Did any of the juveniles, anybody mention a car going over the side, a car on the water, out of all those?
I don't believe that statement was made, not to my knowledge.
Was there any indication that this was an accident or foul play?
That's still being investigated. If we'd like, we could turn it over for CHP can give some information. They are conducting the accident investigation utilizing their MATE team.
Good morning, Josh Ellers, Assistant Chief with CHP Valley Division based in Sacramento, which Truckey's a part of. I can confirm that our department is conducting a fatality traffic collision investigation. We're harnessing all of our resources, working with all of our partners here. As you see, we're utilizing our MATE team, our multidisciplinary accident investigation team, to harness more data from the vehicle that was recovered. Also, we've utilized all of our air resources to map and video and take photographs of the area in question. And that's currently ongoing, so I can't comment on the nature and details of that investigation, but I certainly appreciate all the partnership that we have here with our local county and state partners, and we'll continue to assist in any overarching way that we can as an agency.
Do we know how close the vehicle was to the actual party site?
I don't have the exact location in terms of distance, but it was relatively close to the area in question.
Like a few hundred yards or half a mile?
I couldn't say. I haven't seen the exact data and the mapping. That's still ongoing.
Did many party goers leave by the same route?
You know, this is, I can't comment on all that, but what I can tell you is, and I think it's been discussed, is this is a very popular area. There's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of vehicular traffic on and off road. So certainly crisscrossed and a lot of extensive movement in that area continually throughout this time of year, certainly.
Is there any suspicion that it could have been another car who maybe hit this car, or was it a one-person car situation?
I don't have that information that I could comment on at this time. What I can tell you is we'll do a thorough investigation. We'll take every bit and piece of information that we have, including what's already been provided to us, and we'll reach some conclusions that will be provided to the parties of interest at that time.
Before Adventures with Purpose went out there this weekend, when was the last time that we had swimmers or divers from any of these 16 agencies out there searching that area?
I'd defer back to the Nevada County Sheriff for that question. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that we actually have had divers, not necessarily in Prosser, but in lots of bodies of water up until even the days that they were there. There were many ponds they were following up on Coldstream, as well as other bodies of water. So I don't know that dive teams ever discontinued. It was more of trying to still follow up on all of those things. And I believe Adventures with Purpose also had been diving at other lakes as well within the area.
Is there any time frame from the time that Adventures with Purpose started, how long it took them to find it?
You're talking on Prosser Lake specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was relatively quickly, but I don't have an exact time. Like, again, we're going to have to debrief with them, figure out, between putting equipment down, getting in the water, and identifying where the car was at.
Can you talk about what happened last night in terms of taking the car out? What kind of law enforcement was there? And what happened last night?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the law enforcement partners you see behind me were present during that time, trying to do the best they could for ensuring that everything was done correctly, and also trying to add some levels of privacy to the best of the ability in worrying about the family and ensuring that they were covered as well. But I mean, beyond that, I don't know what your specific question is asking. But
how do you get a car out that's offshore? How does that happen? And then where does the car go? What happens? What happens from last night when you arrived to today?
Yeah, so once the car was located, dive teams were assembled. I believe Placer County was probably still the primary dive team. They have to use lots of devices to lift the car, turn it over, and then the use of tow trucks was what made it possible for pulling the vehicle out of the water. And the vehicle is taken down. The FBI has offered up assistance and are going to be helping to conduct investigation regarding the vehicle itself, and making sure that we don't miss something that may be in there that we're not aware of.
Are you guys confident the car was in the water since the night of the party?
I have no reason to believe that it wasn't, but until we have those answers, I wouldn't know the answer to it.
Can you just clarify as far as what teams had been in that area before Adventures with Purpose, if any, on that specific, on Prosser? Yeah,
I mean, it's almost so many that it would be hard to link out between the different teams. There were numerous boats: Yuba County, Alameda, Nevada County, Placer County. Swimmers came from Washoe County. We had divers from every single one of those agencies and then some. I mean, it was a vast amount of people. And I would just say, unless you've conducted these types of searches and try to do it, it does take a level of expertise, and nothing's perfect. When you fly a helicopter over the air trying to identify if something is there, most places give that less than a 5% probability of detection, meaning if you flew over, you only have a 5% chance of seeing something. You had trees and brush and bushes and dirt and all these other things, and it becomes a pretty difficult task. Even though once you find the answer, on hindsight, everything looks 20/20. the reality is it's not that simple. It is pretty complex and it's tough. So again, we're just appreciative that the resources came out and were able to help us in locating it.
Were there signs that the person in the car tried to escape?
I think that's too preliminary for us to be able to determine that at this time.
Was there more than one body in the vehicle?
No, there was not more than one body in the vehicle.
Describe the difficulty of what water does over.
Lie, lie, lie. Why did it take him so long to say that there was only one body in the car? He had to think about that. First of all, they were not there. The police were not there when Adventures with Purpose went into the water. The police told them, oh, she's not in there. We've already searched it. You don't have to look in there. How many counties and stuff did he say looked for her? Did not find her? Adventures with Purpose went in there, and within 32 to 34 minutes, they had her. They had found her, confirmed her license plate and everything. And they called the parents first. The dad and the grandpa were really close and came right over. She was identified on the shore when they pulled her out of that water. The family identified her right then. Think of how much money and manpower they used and did not find her. Adventures with Purpose they need to start training cops or something. This is just, I mean, they did such a great job getting her. And what is this reward fund or whatever this money is that they're doing? What is it for? I haven't seen a lot of these videos. Apparently, I watched this one. That might have been the live. See, they Adventures with Purpose called the parents. Parents came down. Then they called the police and let them know that they found her. And then, when the police got there, they wanted Adventures with Purpose out of the way. I think that was really pretty shitty myself. I mean, they're the ones that found her, and they know not to disturb evidence. I don't know. This whole thing just stinks, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't trust him. Oh, I forgot to mute myself. And let's see. What about, see up here. Shoot. That the one? Oh, yeah. Did you guys see this?
Today, she has videos of this party that was right beside the party Kylie was at.
I know for a fact that there was at least one party out there because, well, okay, so I have a video. I do have a video of this beautiful Hispanic party that was like right next to the site.
Hello. She has a video of the party right next to the site. You just heard it out of Ikmel's friend's lips. Where did Kylie's phone last ping? Next to the site. Now, this next part could be nothing. But did you notice at her video in Truckee that there was a dog with her?
I'm sorry. God, I hope he doesn't do a lot of cussing. But did you see this? This woman went to the site where there was supposed to have been that party with, what did they say, 400 people? That's what the cop just said. 400 people. Yeah, they probably weren't expecting Adventures with Purpose to show up. No kidding. They probably, I mean, yeah, I agree. This lady went to the site where this party was supposed to have been at, and it was clean. I mean, it looked like somebody vacuumed out there. It was so clean. Now, with all them kids partying and not one speck of paper, nothing, not one cigarette butt. I don't buy that. But let's just see. And I mean, lately, I've been watching Ryan Upchurch. He's freaking hilarious. Oh, I gotta mute myself.
What did the cops come out and say they revealed that they were investigating? A buried dog. Now, what does that tell you about the timeline? Bump Lip Lady and Ikmel are pushing everyone away from this Ronnie guy. The Ronnie guy talks like he was there and seen all this stuff go on and seen this little girl be belligerently drunk and all this stuff. But no, it was Ronnie's cousins that no one has seen, no one has heard from. They, at this point, don't exist. Oh, but wait, not only does Ronnie know about all this stuff, who else was there? The Bump Lip Lady. She has a video of this beautiful party that was right next to the one that they were at. That puts both of them there. If you look at the timeline of Kylie being there, Ronnie seeing that, and her having a video of the party, isn't it possible that they took her, which is why no kids seen this? And if that's what happened, that would explain why Ikmel is acting crazy and being like, look, everyone, Ronnie's real. And you know, Ikmel, you done me a favor this morning. A favor that I don't even think you're aware that you done. All this confusion about the Ronnie thing, look what it made you do. It made you have to go live with this guy this morning. That's what I wanted it to do. I knew you weren't going to go live. You edited a video, and it sucks because you're scared. You guys got on the phone. I wanted to see what the atmosphere would be like. And the atmosphere between y'all two is not like you want to find this little girl. It's like you want to prove the Ronnie guy's real. Well, guess what, buddy? We already knew he was real. I just wanted to prove that you were very cool with him. All that laughing and cutting up and, ha, see y'all, Ronnie's real. There's still a 16-year-old girl missing, dude. And here's the question I got for you. Where is Kiely Rodni? One of y'all know. And for everybody out there that is getting on YouTube right now that's a true crime person that is acting like a fucking buffoon, saying that my conspiracy theory is way out there, what I told you just now is the most logical explanation of what could have possibly happened. Anybody watching this video with common sense knows that. So herpy lip, Ronnie, icky mail, ball's in your court, dude. You can't bullshit me. I can stay awake longer than you, and I can do more than you. I'm going to stay on your ass like a fucking drill sergeant. Because when people are always yelling and looking at you, that's when people break down. You have something to break down about. If you don't, call the cops on me. You already said I was harassing you and stuff. Call the cops on me then. Do it. I dare you. You can't call the cops. And you know you can't call the cops. Okay, a 16-year-old girl went to a party. She's gone. Not only is she gone, the car that she drove to the party in is also gone. The only people who knew about her and talked to her and seen her during this time is Jagger, the ex-boyfriend.
At 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that." And that was the last time I heard from her.
Kate, the girl who made creme brulee with her.
The day of the party, I hung out with her. We made creme brulee. Everything was normal.
Sammy, the girl who seen her when she got to the party and was the last person to see her.
Yes, I was the last person to contact her after the party, and I was with her basically throughout the entire party.
Then you got Megs, the chick who rode there with her and then left 10 minutes later.
Within the only 10 minutes that I was there, I literally had a group of 5 guys try to come get me to take as many bong rips as I could.
All right, let's start with Jagger. I don't think Jagger did shit. I think Jagger's innocent. I think Kate Kuno is innocent as well. Some people think it's
I'm sure there's gonna be people taking photos or TikToks. I'm sure there's gonna be a TikTok video of the fight or something, right? There's gotta be something out there.
Yeah, so there's hundreds of videos. We have videos of people taking videos.
Oh wow.
We have
very good. Very
hundreds
good.
of videos, hundreds of pictures. We've asked everybody to send us any videos and any pictures they have, even if it's a picture that looks exactly like something else sent us. It could have different angles. We are looking at an app called Be Real, which is where a lot of kids waited, because the Be Real, it's an app where you can post a picture and there's 2 minutes at random points in the day. There's only one a day, and it comes as a notification will pop up on your phone that says you have 2 minutes left to post your Be Real. Like everybody has, you can post it later in the time, but you're supposed to post it in that time. We're looking at everybody's Be Reals because we know a lot of people waited until they were at that party to post their Be Reals. So we're looking for people to look back in their Snap memories of anybody that we can see in those videos, anybody that we can see in those Be Reals. We are looking at Instagram posts, photos taken on video cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these, and everything.
Okay. She lived fairly close. Is this picture correct? She was about 12 miles away. The Prosser family campground was roughly about 12 miles from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the right and towards the little blue lake that you can see up from it. It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's about, it would have taken about 30 minutes for her. We found out about approximately 30 minutes for her to drive that way, 38 maybe.
This is crazy. I mean, you knew her, being a friend. I mean, your thoughts on her running away? Would she have a reason to run away? I'm just trying to come up with anything that, I mean, it's just, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, what do you think?
To be fully honest, from what I believe about Kiely, all ideas are still open in the air. But she's not the type of girl to run away. She loves people too much, and she has too much care in her heart to leave people and not leave a note or talk with one of her friends or something. And she is smart enough to know how this would get out and that people would be worried about her. And she's a smart girl. She graduated with honors early from high school and was going to attend college. And
you to the Executive Director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, Cassie Hamel.
Hi, everyone. I come to you tonight not as the Executive Director of Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, but as a friend to the family of Kiely Rodni. We have been working tirelessly in this community to find Kiely. She went missing Friday night at 12:30 from Prosser. Our small community is devastated. We are scared, and we want Kiely home.
Have you guys seen that? Has anybody looked up Sammy Smith? I have never seen this stuff. I heard the parents cleaned it up. You think someone... Oh, shoot. Yeah. I have not looked up any of this. Wow. Sammy reminds me of these girls that lure their friends out in the woods and unalives them. We've heard these stories before with younger girls, but girls can be vicious. And I feel in my heart, I feel it in my gut. Sammy set her up. There may not have been a party that they went to. I'm not saying there weren't parties out there, but I don't think that they were necessarily at a party. I don't think Kiely knew what was coming. I think she wanted to go, but she didn't want to go. Sammy was not a friend to Kiely. And Kiely was seeing another guy, an older boy. And I have done some pendulum work with Kiely on my channel. And I don't mind, doing it. I don't mind doing it now. I mean, it's kind of like what you guys want. I mean, what do you want to ask Kiely questions, or do you want me to ask Kiely questions and use the pendulum? This is interesting to me.
You to the executive director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants.
Unbelievable. She would have loved to have been here and dancing with her friends. Enjoy that she is home. But she's not home. Our longtime local girl who was raised in our community is not home. Hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, community members, and people from the area have met over at the Truckee Donner Rec Department. They have signed up, they have flyered, and they have searched, and they have worked hard to rescue her. Law enforcement agencies with Placer County, Nevada County, CHP, FBI, Truckee PD have been helping in the search and doing a wonderful job. The family is very thankful for our community's help, and we hope to continue the movement because we have hope that Kiely is going to come home. I'm here in front of you tonight just to give silence and time for all the energies to our locals that are here and our visitors that are here and the people that I know are here tonight that have been helping. So let's do about a 5-second silence. If you would close your eyes, you can bow your head, you can raise your head high to the sky. We have a booth here tonight. Thank you to the Tahoe Community Foundation, and thank you to Truckee Thursdays, in the coordination of Truckee Thursdays. Over in the north side, it's the last booth on Donner Pass Road. You can visit, you can take a flyer, you can ask questions, you can share, you can give to GoFundMe. We have all of that information. We will be at the Truckee Community Rec Department tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To continue in our efforts to support the civilian volunteers. There's not many more words I can say. Please send love, please be kind, gracious with yourselves and with others. Thank you, kids. You might be wondering why I'm the one speaking tonight. I've been with the friends, right, doing the stuff with the family. I'm also standing before you because I, as the executive director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, we are the agency that coordinates Truckee Thursdays. What a blessing that we have that.
She looks suspicious to me. Yeah, chills, that's for sure. Yeah, you can use a ring to make a pendulum, a ring on a chain or string, or a sewing needle, I've even seen people use an eraser. I mean, a pencil. Crystal Blue Persuasion. That was a good old song, wasn't it? Okay. I'm gonna look around up here and just find out what else is in here.
All right. So what I was saying was yesterday was a very chaotic day. Okay. I don't know if you got here for that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start over because now we're live but on both on the true crime. And I know people want to talk about this on my channel. There's no way. All right. Yesterday I got extremely, extremely upset because we found out by Adventures with Purpose that Kiely was gone. And in a rush, this chick, Sammy, decides to say, well, you want to know something, Maris? She says, in her Instagram, it says, no, it's not true. It's not true.
It hasn't been confirmed yet. Yeah.
Exactly.
So here's the
Hold
thing.
on one second. Hi, Dorit.
Hi, it's Dorit.
Oh, Dorit, how are you?
Good, honey. How are you?
I'm not okay.
I know.
I have a problem with Sam. Now the news is that Sammy has deleted her Instagram. I was one of the first people to leave a comment, right? Justin didn't like it, but I had to. I left her a comment and I said, how dare you? She deleted her message that said that Adventures with Purpose was full of shit. Okay? So somebody sent me that screenshot and I put it on my own Instagram. And I said, how dare you? How could you leave your friend like that? And everyone started commenting under mine. I put it on my own. We wake up, she deletes everything. So this is what I'm saying. You're going to tell me that a party that big, all right, it's got so many kids at, that not one person was taking videos. They weren't taking pictures. Nothing has surfaced. Like Justin said, could it have been a pact? Well, that's really interesting. Did they know that Kiely was in trouble collectively?
I believe that's true. And I'm thinking maybe it was alcohol poisoning and she died and they didn't know what to do and they dumped her body in the reservoir.
But could it have been a tip-off?
Here's the thing.
You know, I can handle Molly for so long, and then I start getting anxiety. But she does tell the truth. She will tell you the truth, and I like that. She's generally right about a lot of things she says. She's really blunt. So I got to be careful because her channel, there's maybe some F-bombs going on. I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I got to mute again. This sucks.
This photo was the very first picture we saw of the party that took place at Prosser Campgrounds, the very last place Kiely was seen. Sammy Smith released this photo to the media. Yesterday, I saw comments about how this picture never looked right from the beginning. Out of 200 to 300 teenagers and young adults at this party, not one of them reported seeing Kiely leave the party, and what's even more shocking is not a single one of them heard her car hit the water or see her drive into the water. Her phone was turned off at 12:33. I believe she was in the water already at that time. There was also a mass exit at the time. Why is that? It doesn't add up to me. Honestly, knowing now that her car was found so close to the campground raises even more questions. We also know that another party was taking place on the campgrounds too that night. Now, let's look at the picture again. The kids' attention seemed to be drawn towards something in the water. Look at this girl, she is leaning over to look. This guy seems to be running towards something. Here are 3 other kids walking towards the water. Something caught their attention too. The same goes for this young man. Now, what could it be? Could it have been Kiely's car hitting the water? No one wanted to get involved because of the illicit substances and drinking that was going on. Everyone just decided to make a quick exit. Is that why no one was keen on talking up? Something is still not adding up. Even if this was an accident with absolutely no foul play, I find it extremely hard to believe that none of these partygoers saw anything.
Okay, so I'm reviewing Kylie's EVP, and for some reason, my light keeps going off. I'm just gonna stay here for a sec to see if it does it again. Kiely, did you do that? My light switch is over there behind that picture. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I think I'm done with this case.
I hate having to mute myself because I was just saying, oh my God, that's what I've been saying. Sammy set her up. And then I guess, hey, Kuma. I know I didn't see anybody drinking. No cans or bottles or solo cups or, you know, I didn't see any bottles of alcohol either. It's crazy. Marcy, I don't know if she's still listening, but she was watching Candy Star. I don't know who this is. How are you, Kuma? Welcome to my channel. I don't know if you know what I do, but I do like psychic medium work here. I read people. and I do like cases, missing people, and new cases, old cases. So, I mean, it's all in my opinion, because YouTube is hard. I mean, it's like, well, life is hard when you have abilities and stuff. People are scared. They don't want you to read them because you'll know their secrets or whatever. Um, or they're, I think it's mostly fear why people don't like people like me. Um, that's why I generally don't say anything to people, but I did come forward, and so I did a reading on Kiely very early on, where I mean, I didn't keep up with the case at all. And I generally don't. When something happens, I see it, I read them, and then I go on. But there's so much going on. Mamacita. Mamacita. And then there's this girl in Selma, California that went missing. I grew up in Selma, California. I was born in Fresno, but we lived in Bakersfield, we lived in LA, but for the majority of my childhood, I lived in Selma. So I'm kind of thinking, because I lived there, you know, should I don't know. I don't know if I should get into that or not. Mamacita. I hear noise outside. Somebody. I just moved to apartments and it's different. I mean, it's a nice apartment. It's a nice big apartment and everything, but my goal is to get a doggy, because when I left my husband in January, we were in another state, and he would not let me even take my shampoo when I left. And so my car and my dogs are with him. And the other day, he sent me a text message, pictures of my dogs. And it sent me into a spiraling depression for about a week. And I was just bawling all the time. And I was like, I gotta get me another dog. I've never lived without one. I've always had a dog. They're good for my depression and my anxiety. So I'm going to have to figure out something. But that Candy Star, is she like a medium or something? Or just a true crime person? I think I might know who she is. He is pretty dark. Who? Who's pretty dark? I think I'm so glad you left And Candy is just like, okay. Okay. I am too. He used to hide my car. He'd get pissed off at me for some stupid reason. And he would take it out to somebody's farm and hide it. Keep it for months at a time. So that way I had no way to get around. And now that we've moved, me and my son have moved back home where I'm from. My son has a truck. He goes to work. I have no way to get around. So I'm stuck without a vehicle. I don't have a way to get to the doctor or store or anything. So it really sucks. But you know what? Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. You should know. You should know better than that. So, while y'all aren't really watching anything or doing anything, can you guys click the like button or something? I'm going to see what else I can find on Sammy. I gotta unmute myself again. I thought the electric medium or electronic medium was a man. This is a woman. I thought it was a man. Maybe it was a different person I was thinking of. Does anybody watch some of these other people? Candy has covered Kaninka Jenkins or yeah, I know. I can't spell worth a crap. Did she change her name around a little bit or something? Because I think I might know who this Candy Star lady is. I'll have to think on that, but I think I know who she is. Let me check out this electronic medium lady. We'll check out some psychics or something. That'll be fun.
Hi, it's me, Judy, electronic medium. I have heard some things going around the internet on YouTube and Facebook and whatnot, and I just have a couple things I want to say. Sammy Smith, this goes for all of Kylie's friends, you know, for Jagger, Mags, anyone who saw her at the party, you know, her parents. Look, there's such a thing as survivor's guilt, and it happens, right? And you know, hindsight is always 2020. We can always look back and go, should have, would have, could have. And don't live your life that way. I'm just saying, don't choose to put that on yourself. You know, whatever decisions that Kylie made, she made. And maybe she didn't see so good in the dark. You know, I'm kind of night blind myself. And if she was drinking, you know, and it's dark out there, maybe this was just an accident. And you can't blame anybody for that. And, you know, having survivor's guilt is a terrible thing. And Sammy Smith, you know, I'm talking to you especially because the internet is being pretty tough on you. You know, thank God you made the decision. You looked at her and said, you know what? I don't want to ride with her. I think she's too messed up. You know, we don't know what you.
If this was the case, okay, this is Sammy's friend. She's too messed up, and supposedly, according to Sammy, there's guys all around her, which I don't doubt, and you freaking leave her there. I can blame her. I can blame her. And Sammy set her up. I'm telling you. You will like her listen to her EVPs. Something about Sammy and felt bad, so she thought she would. Oh. Survivor's guilt. Oh, mercy.
A gut feeling, and I hope it's the truth. As always, we look at what happened to Elizabeth Smart. She was alive for like 9 months. People had all but written her off, maybe me too, and people were blaming her dad. As more folks come forward, I'm glad they're coming forward, in Kiely Rodni's story, some people are casting each one of them as this villain and claiming their behavior is unexplainable, but I can relate to some of it. Now, before we get into Sammy's interview details, I do want to touch on this report that came across the North Tahoe Community's Facebook page on Wednesday, August 10th, 2022 at 1:01 p.m. I had to get that. If you hover over the hour and screenshot it, I wish everyone would do that. It helps with research. This person had claimed that CHP had received a report of a Honda CRV southbound on 89 at Tahoe Pines, and that the first 4 alphanumeric characters of the plate matched. Keep your eyes out on West Shore. So this is what I was busy doing part of yesterday, searching through the scanner, trying to find this exact report because I want to hear exactly what it says. I couldn't find it at all. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I like to pull the actual audio. We don't really know what became of it. We don't know if it's confirmed or not. As I'm sitting here, we should have another press conference. They've been kind of doing them daily, giving us a bit more info here and there. We should have another press conference in about an hour and 15 minutes. Hopefully that'll tell us more. Unfortunately, at yesterday's press conference, we heard one of the officials claim, oh, there was some bad actor on social media, putting out false info. The problem with that is they didn't confirm what was false or confirm what was true. Were they saying, oh, the black bodysuit tank top thing, that was not Kiely's for sure? I don't hear out of the sheriff's mouths or on Placer County, I don't see them knocking down things like this is false or this is true or we are still investigating. They have said that. So we don't know whatever came of this supposed sighting of a Honda CRV. Was it really Kiely's? Was it true at all? That's how stuff gets frustrating, and it takes time to literally research it because I don't want to just jump on here and go with what people are saying. Oh, they found this. Even the Nextdoor app report of some topless woman allegedly being chased in Sacramento and pulled back into a car, and we don't know where that led. You can kind of hear stuff maybe from friends, oh, that's not confirmed or denied, as Sammy will say in this interview we're discussing, but we don't hear from the actual sheriff. This part We followed up on that tip. That wasn't true. We followed up on this. That wasn't true. They're not knocking these out, and they are not specifying which ones are fake and which ones are true. I do like that the findkylie.com website has put out all these additional photos of Kiely. That's really helpful. And additional photos of her car. The last time I checked, the GoFundMe had raised more than $30,000 out of their $15,000 goal. So they just blew that goal out of the water. Now, as far as Sammy, some people are looking at even there's a mushroom on her Instagram page. Her Instagram page, does that mean she's, microdosing or shrooming, or we don't know. If you listen to this GMA video where it says Kiely Rodni's dad speaks out about teen's disappearance, of course they give little short snippets of different people. That is the video right at the 3-minute mark. They cut off Sammy. She says about Kiely, we were both really drunk, and that's why she decided to get a ride from someone else. And of course, everyone's talking about the eerie Lana Del Rey hoodie that someone gave Kiely. Apparently she was cold, and I was thinking to myself, just like a teenager, you're not to bring a hoodie with her. I can imagine a teenager doing that, running around all day, a little tank top and pants, and like, oh, it's hot outside, and not even thinking later, I'm going to be in the woods, it'll be dark, it'll be late, it'll be colder. So the front of it says, you don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear. Is that an eerie, foreboding thing? And we don't know if Kiely still has this hoodie on or not, but they gave us her middle name too. We now have the Kiely May Rodni, or is it Mai? It might be Mai. I always like the name K-A-I, and I know you pronounce that Kai. M-A-I, I might assume that's pronounced Mai. So it gives us pretty much the same details, just a little bit more.
I like Plunder. I'm glad that she finally started coming on screen. I'm glad she's showing her face too. Yes, I am. Yeah, I agree with you. Creative Tater. Oh, hi. Let's see. Shoot. Sorry. Just stopped driving, but have been listening. This case is a total mess, but the rabbit hole gets bigger every day. It does. It sure does. Creative Tater, welcome. It is a mess. And I have, there was a question up here. Let me see. Who's Plunder? This woman right here. Her name is Paula. Her channel is called Plunder. And she's really good. And that's the way, I don't want conspiracy theories are one thing, but just throwing out fake crap, I don't like that. I mean, I know I psychically give what I get, I say, but I do it where it's like it's my opinion or my theory or something like that. Somebody was asking me if I was going to give my opinion. Oh, right there. Karma. Said, Sherry, are you going to let us know your opinion? Yes, I have. My opinion is, I don't know if there was a party or not. I mean, I'm sure there was parties out there. Yeah, I like that too. I like that too. Um, drop a link for what? What did I miss? Um, I feel like Kylie was set up by Sammy, and maybe she did get drunk out there. I don't think I'm not sure that they actually went to a party. They could have, but I'm not really believing that they did. And oh yeah, 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 sure. Um, yeah, Plunder's great. Drop her link. Um, that doesn't bother me at all. It shouldn't bother me. Not a lot of stuff does bother me. I mean, I would definitely say something. um, but I believe that there were two men or two older guys out there that helped Sammy make this all happen. But Sammy knew. She planned this out. She set Kylie up. But that's my opinion. Thank you, Double Rainbow. And here's Hilly. Oh. Okay, we've almost been a couple of hours. I'll just go just a little bit more. I kind of want to check out what's some other psychics I can look up? Does anybody know?
Kiely Rodni goes to a party and vanishes into thin air. It's been 2 weeks now, and searchers are ongoing, although limited. Police are focusing on a more investigative approach now to try and find out what really happened that night, and according to them, all scenarios are being looked at. According to Kate, it was Sammy that put the party together, and I guess on the agenda for that night was some friendly fights. I mean boxing gloves in the works. They were going to fight each other, and the one that wins would take the title home. Isn't that interesting? Sammy explained that there were in fact friendly fights, but it wasn't people that had any drama or anything like that. I immediately thought of the movie Girl Fight. It's a Lifetime movie, you guys should check it out. Anyway, moving on. The police then came out and asked the partygoers for footage of that night, including any videos they may have of a fight that took place that night. We don't know who the fight was between, but a new video emerged recently. This video is allegedly from the party, and it looks like a heated argument between two guys. The one seems like he is shouting at another person. There is no proper audio, so we don't know exactly what was going on.
Who was fighting at the party? The girl and guy. Look into them. Was there a fight at the party?
Yeah, so there were some friendly fights that were going on. There was like we had boxing gloves, people were like trying to instigate. It wasn't anybody who had really any drama or they weren't
No.
enemies or anything. It was more just friendly fights to keep entertainment going. This happens at a lot of our parties. We just do it to have fun. If somebody gets hurt, like we have people on them, but it's
So
just a way to keep things
it
entertaining.
wasn't like a fight out of anger. It was just
No.
kind of a just a fun competition type of fighting.
Yeah, just see
I-
who wins and who goes home with the title, which I will randomly admit people do end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time.
Kiely Rodni is 16 years old, 5'7", 118 pounds, blonde hair, and Placer County Sheriff's Office says they're treating this like an abduction because her car also has not been found.
She was reported missing Saturday morning after she didn't come home from a party.
At 11:30, she told me that she was leaving in 45 minutes and going to be on her way home.
She last saw Kiely.
Kiely Rodni goes to a party and vanishes into thin air.
Her mom just said that Kiely called her at 11:30. But didn't they say that, like, the last ping on her phone was like 12 something? Or the last. That's weird. Who has an issue sharing their comment or their content? Ruby. Let's see. Is she like a psychic or something? That's one thing I should do is check out all these other psychics. Just, I mean, I heard, I've never heard of that guy or person. Now, what about like Steve Huff or God, the other guy, his friend is really, really good. I had a subscribe to these guys too. Yeah, if you think of people like that, put it in the chat. We'll look them up. Find somebody like us.
What the actual hell is going on here? Maybe you guys have already seen the videos I'm about to play for you, but it creeped me out badly. I found it on the channel Electronic Medium, and Marissa from Molly Go Lightly did a video on it too. It really raised a huge red flag for me. Something does not look right. I hardly get the chills, but just watching this video gave me serious chills. Something off about it. I'm not going to say much more now, but I got Mean Girl vibes. There are 2 videos. I'm going to play both for you now. Take a look and drop your comments below. Make this make sense. Sammy Smith, who attended the party and apparently organized the party too at Prosser campgrounds, said that it became bigger than she expected. So many people were coming, and that even she got really overwhelmed, considering she is a sociable person. She said it was scary. There were just lots of people. What strikes me as odd is that she still wanted to stay longer. How does it even make sense? So the party is scary, but she wants to stay longer. Take a listen and drop your thoughts down below.
There was a lot of guys that did approach us. Definitely, I was getting a gut feeling during that party that something just didn't feel right with the amount of people that were there and how old some of these people were. From the amount of people who did show up, it was scary. It started to grow really big. I would say around 10 to 10:30. It just blew up. Like, it started to get to the point where I was getting overwhelmed, and I'm a very social person. I've been to a lot of these parties. I've never been overwhelmed. I've actually been underwhelmed, but at this party it was very large. Like, it was bigger than any party we've had and I wanted to stay at the party longer, and I wanted to stay at the party longer.
Before we start this video, I want to say that I'm sending my prayers and love to Kiely's mom and Kiely's family and Kiely's friends. I would also like to say this to the YouTube community that has covered this little girl. It's sickening how some of y'all act and the stuff y'all say. For what? For followers? For donations? Dragging this stuff out, making crazy claims. But when one person stands out and says something that could be helpful or factual information, everyone jumps all over that person for YouTube views. If you're using a 16-year-old missing girl for YouTube views, you are a piece of shit. And I don't mean these panels who get on panels and actually talk about stuff. One panel I got on this week was fucking annoying. Every time I come on there to try to talk to people about the little girl to see where she possibly went, they act like fucking Gwen Stefani showed up and just fucking confetti's going everywhere and they're clicking fucking clapping buttons and talking about the super chat where people send money. That's fucking irrelevant.
His mouth is going to get me in trouble. Oh. 1111 Tarot. Is it a channel? Is that the name of the channel? I better get my piece of paper and pen. I'll write this stuff down. Or I'll write it on the back of this. Okay. 1111. That's my number. 1111. I see that everywhere. It's just 1111, no tarot, or with tarot. Yes. I'll try both. I have tarot cards, but I don't know how to use them. And then there's I think it's Hope Paranormal. He does ghost box stuff too. And Steve Huff. My very, 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 very favorite of everybody out there is Amy Allen. She's helped me a lot just by some of the things that I've learned from her is how to put up a barrier between me and the spirits and how to let them in and how to control my environment, the energy, and all that. I've learned a lot just through watching her because it is overwhelming. Especially, you've got all these spirits and I've learned how to turn my light off because it's almost like I don't know how else to explain it except being a lighthouse for them. Yeah, she's a hoot. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Here, let me see real quick. Well, come on. Shoot. It won't let me, probably because I'm on this side. Because usually, like when you're in the chat, you can click on the link, and I guess I can't do that from here. But I did write it down. Who else should I go check out? Oh, Candy Star. I think I know who that is, but I'm not sure. And how to don pendulum. How to use a pendulum. It's real easy. What's her name again? You're like a sponge and you absorb all the spirits like water. Well, I feel like a beacon, like a light that flashes or something. And it's like a signal to the spirits that I'm open for them. And I've learned how to turn that light off so that they don't bother me all the time. There are some times I think I've got my light off and something will happen and my light will start coming back on again. And I can't make it quit. It's weird. It really is kind of weird. How to do a pendulum? You have to hold it by the little bead up at the top. This is the only one I have left. I did have a few, but they've all gotten broken. Over time. Just hold it up. It's too bad you can't see it. Oh, now you can. I can mentally ask it questions without speaking. Yes, I know I can. And I mean, my spirits are here all the time. My guides, they're with me all the time. When you get one or you make one, ask the spirits to show you what a no will look like. Okay. Let me see. where you can sit. Okay. And spirits, what does a yes look like? What does the yes answer look like? Circle. Thank you. Can you stop the pendulum? Thank you. You need to know what they're going to show you for a yes and for a no. We'll use the wedding ring until I can afford. Oh, yeah, you can use your wedding ring. You can I need to actually get that stuff out and demonstrate for you guys what you can and can't, what you can use. I don't think there's anything showing what you can't use. I don't know what the heck this is. Maybe that's an old video or something. Okay. All right. That had me freaked out. Okay. I gotta get off this floor. But I mean, yeah, it's real easy. What the first time yours did counterclockwise? I noticed. I guess it was you that showed me that it goes in a circle one way and it goes in another way, and I need to find out why that does that. What would make it do that? I have tarot cards. I need to sell them or something. They're the Game of Thrones. They're really cool looking cards. That's why I bought them. It has blue sapphire in the center stone. Yeah, should work. This guy goes out there, this guy next door, he'll go out there and start his truck and rev it up several times a day just to tick me off, I think. I'm tired. Oh, good, he's gone. Oh, man. I got up really early. I went to bed, well, early this morning. I didn't sleep much. Let's just put it that way. But, okay, 2 hours. That's good. You have a tarot board. Won't use it brand. I won't use it brand new from 1111. Oh. You use the pendulum. The only reason that I do is a visual tool for people that are watching, because I can talk to them where I don't need all the equipment, but I'd like to have it just so I can maybe record something, you know, like catch something. I mean, I've got orbs and white mist pictures. And I need to find those. Since I moved, I know they're in this closet with the pictures, but there's so many pictures and boxes and I need to find them. I thought I put them in my dad's album, but I guess I didn't. Well, I'm going to go, you guys. I may even take a nap. I don't know. 7 o'clock. I probably need to see who's on, and because I'm a mod for Voices Behind the Wall, and I think I missed a live, so I may just go over there and check out what's going on. I like it over there. She has a new channel. I love it. It's all conspiracies. All conspiracies. I like conspiracies. I don't know. I think conspiracies are actually hidden truths, in my opinion. They're like all these secret things that the government doesn't want you to know, but really happened, but they say didn't happen, you know? Yeah. Like I said, I'm weird. So if you're weird, welcome. But you guys have a good evening and get some rest. And I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully not too long. Good night. Thank you, Double Rainbow.